Welcome to Verbal Pig Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. As we get into the discussion of the unseen, I'm your host, Cole Black. Cole Black is an essence. It's the state of being or the state of the universe before the Creator put the sun in the sky. As he created himself or herself out of triple darkness, it was cold and it was black. And that's where all life stemmed from. The beginning, the origin, the genesis, the first, that essence. So, that's the beginning of this show. But I'd like to thank everybody I ran into, had a good time at the Dub Car Show. High Frequency Performance Wear, the gear, was in the building. Got to give a shout out to them. Give a shout out to Johnson the cook, who threw down after the event. Shout out to STG, Media Network. Shout out to Hustle House Studios. I mean, just a lot of people, man, that's out there putting in work, that's making things happen. We do appreciate your entrepreneurship, the fact that you recognize the time and what needs to be done, as Brother Farrakhan states. So we're getting into today's topic, which is titled The Unseen Distance. And the reason why I wanted to speak upon this is because I wanted to motivate those who have a destiny or a goal to understand that the distance in between the start and the end of their goal or whatever they set forth to achieve is an adventure. You can't predict it. It's unseen. You don't know, but you have to have the will to go through it. Example, let's say the distance between you at your home, you want to travel to New York. The distance between New York and Houston can't be seen with the naked eye. You can't see that distance. You can travel the distance and see along the way, but if you're standing from point A, which is Houston, and point B is New York, you can't go outside your front door and look up in the sky or look down the highway and see New York. You know, you can virtually travel the distance on your phone if you Google Map it or whatnot, MapQuest it, but you can't stand up and just look out and see New York from where you stand. And so that distance that you have to travel between Houston and New York, you're going to see things that you haven't seen before in that journey. Some things you're not going to see, but it's there, and it's evidence that it's there, but you can't see it. But you might can feel a different wind gust. It might start raining along the way. Certain things that you have no control over. So basically what we're saying is the road to your success or the road to your goal, you can't predict it. You can plot the course and you can calculate the time. But the journey, the things that will come at you, certain obstacles or certain rewards or something that's unexpected, you can't predict that. But you can have enough mustard or enough belief or faith within yourself to keep pushing forward. And that's the purpose. You can't see or you can't fathom all the unseen things that across your path, i.e. could be being with people. You don't know the road or the response that a person will take to you in your journey, because when you start off on a journey, you start off with you, the individual, but you're going to run into people that you need to help you move your agenda forward. Now, how do you choose? You might have, let's say, 5 different companies that can help you advance your agenda, but how can you tell which is the right fit for you? One, you have to know you and know what you're willing to deal with and what you're not willing to deal with. If you don't, then you'll just say, okay, well, you grab any old person, and then you're wondering why your project is not getting off the ground, or you're wondering why you're not moving at the speed you'd like to move, or you're wondering why things are not getting done, or so many different things that you could be wondering about. You don't know. You don't have an idea because you don't know who you are. It's not the other people, because you're the one who formulated the plan within your mind. And so when you set forth to achieve that plan, if you don't know who you are, then you don't know that perfect fit that's perfect for you. So you can be easily misguided into a direction that you didn't choose to go. And then it takes too long, or the struggle that it takes to get back on that course, because you have to figure out where you went wrong at. What made you make this decision? You know, okay, which direction is back on course? How much time did you lose? How much money did you lose by being misled, by allowing yourself to be misled? Because no one can mislead you, because you are the captain of your ship. You plot the course, and along the course, you're gonna run into all kind of things. I.e., that's what in some sense, what the movie The Wizard of Oz was about. In your journey, you're gonna run across good and bad. Can you, the individual, distinguish between the two? That's why they state that money is the root to all evil. Meaning, some people will disregard what's right or their best interest for the money. They'll get distracted because of the fiat, the paper money. And they look at the paper, and then they visualize, and they off course, and so it wind up selling their soul or signing a contract even on the promise of money. When if you build it, they'll come. It's just like anything else. Plant a seed, water it, and it grows in time. You know, but by you, the individual, watching that seed that you planted, and you watch that plant bud, and it peeks out through the ground, and that sunlight gives it life. If someone was to ask you personally about that plant, you could explain to them. You can describe what you saw, and you can describe some of the characteristics of that plant that no one else could, because they wasn't there. They didn't see it. You know the timeline. You know the reaction of that plant. You know, because you had a personal experience with that plant versus someone else who didn't. They can speculate, but you know intricate details pertaining to that plant that no one else does. Meaning, you know more about yourself than anybody. You know you because you are you. So no one can know you better than you know thyself. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, you back on the road. You going to your goal. First you have to plot and calculate, do your mathematics and your due diligence on the distance that it takes to arrive at said goal. That way you know when you're getting close, or you know when you overshot it. You know, okay, at this point, I should be at this level of the climb to the goal at this point. That way, if you're not, and you put a certain amount of time in, and you're not at a certain level, then you might have to backtrack. To see, okay, did you miss something? Because the purpose is, whatever you put out, you're not only putting it out for yourself, you're putting it out for humanity or loved ones or people that can build from your creation, or it can service humanity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You can put that service out to where they can grow from it as well, and that's the purpose. Either you're doing it for a better humanity, or you simply doing it for your own selfish gain. Either way, work still has to be done. Even if it's for your own selfish gain, and it's not for the benefit of man and woman, it's just for the benefit of you. Then still work has to be done, and it still goes out as a representation of that individual, whether it's good or bad. So we'd like to start off the journey with and make sure you have everything you need, meaning your gear, your tools, to set forth in the beginning. Only you know what tools you need, because you know what it takes to secure yourself, or what you be comfortable with, or the things that will keep you secure throughout the journey. So you go out and you collect the gear, and then you set forth. You set a schedule out. You set you set your breaks out. It's time to eat. I'm gonna sleep here, and then when I wake up, I'm back on it. I want to cover this amount of ground by this date, and because I expect to be at said destination within however many days that it takes. Now, if you really get good at it, say you said, well, I'll be at my goal or my destination in 5 days. But if you mastered your tools and you understand the terrain, then you can say, okay, well, look, a reward came. You can cover more ground, meaning you can travel, whether you're hiking, driving, or whatnot, because maybe you prepared for a storm in the forecast, but the storm didn't come. So you can keep moving. When initially you had prepared to hit the hotel or stop traveling at a specific time that the storm was supposed to hit, so you already calculated that you'd lose 3 hours. So you put that in your plans, that you would arrive at your goal 3 hours later. But storm didn't come, So now you're prepared to you go 3 hours before time. And I'm using these analogies because that's the purpose of road trips, especially, and it's always good to take your children out on a road trip, and you want them to say, "Are we there yet?" You know, that's the purpose. That way they can see the scenery, the view, and understand that it takes time and effort, and you're gonna get tired, and you're gonna want to get there, but it even makes getting to the destination even that more fun or great. So we're using either hiking, even when you're hiking on a trail, you know, the things that you discover, new bugs you might see, things that you hadn't seen before, terrain, you know, you learn about nature in a sense, you know, which will keep your mind learning new things, or keep your mind entertained as you move through the journey when you're looking at your surroundings and the things that you're discovering. That's the unseen, because you didn't see that prior to going out on the journey. And that's why you'll see people who would have a notepad and they write things down, or a recorder, or they video it. You know, they're just videoing their adventure of what they've seen along the way to the goal. Same as in business. It works the same way. You write down, or you video, or you take notes on the things that you witnessed and experienced along that journey into becoming this person. Because that experience will make you a new person, or it will add to your person, or to your personage, going towards this new goal. You know, when it's just you by yourself traveling a long distance, or even if you got family member or people in the car, you're still gonna notice things about yourself where you notice, man, you know what? I like looking at the sunrise or the sunset. Or I like being out at this time of the morning. You know, my energy is up high around this time, you know. Now, you're discovering and learning things about you, the individual. You know, reason being, now let's go back. Reason being is, because I always have to compare this to past events that shaped a certain type of thinking that wasn't beneficial for the individual. Meaning someone purposely crossed the wires. See, back during slavery time, you had people who were allowed to read the book. And then they kept books away from slaves so they could be controlled and used as a tool. So that means that they plotted a course for the slave, but what they gave and taught the slave, that course that they be on would always lead to destruction. And they use a system of lies and tricks to plot that course in which that individual would sell. I mean, they wasn't selling to paradise. They made sure that within the thinking or within the mindset, with the tricks that they and lies that they use, that individual, no matter what, his course was set for destruction and hell. And then they stepped back and said, or made it seem as though that the individual plotted their own course, even though they went in and created the course and then hid their hands and then looked at each other and stated, I don't know why they're going in that direction. Of course you know why they're going in that direction. Willie Lynch and so many others who purposely, look, we're not going to teach education or knowledge, but we'll say it would be in your best interest if you head in that direction. Well, how do you know that direction is a bad place to go, because they came up from that direction. So they knew that or what they would say, trading places or whatnot, they knew that if they set the course by what they personally went through, they knew how to set the course so you can go through what they've been through. And then they stole your course and wanted to navigate towards paradise, or be in paradise. And so trading places, road switch. So now it's time to self-internalize and see what's within that is other than self, and then plot the right course and get back on course and go on to your destination and go ahead on to your goal. Verbal Pick Radio, we out. Stay tuned for the upcoming trailer for the upcoming movie Everyday People. Check out Everyday People movie trailer. You can Google it, YouTube it. Which we're working on it. And actually this lecture I'm doing today actually came from speaking on the experience of creating this movie. I mean, man, it's not as easy as people would think. And I'd like to think, I had a chance of working with good people on this venture. Muhammad 2G. I had a chance to work with Dave at Hustle House Studios. And and it's been, how can I say, it's been an ease, meaning the cooperation and the willingness to get things done, the professionalism, the sit downs and the dialogue, and you want to put this here, let's try this, but what does this look like? Okay, well, what would be the better effect if we turned it this way? Just the mathematics and the science on working with these gentlemen. I mean, it's been good. You know what I mean? It's been an experience, because we creating this, and I created it out of a thought. And you got to appreciate those who help you bring just your thought into reality. So definitely, you all go out and subscribe to Verbal Pick Radio. And as I stated before, whenever I feel like doing a show and spirit hits me or whatnot, I'm doing the show. It might not be every day, but I'm doing the show, and I appreciate the subscribers that subscribe to Verbal Pick Radio. I really do appreciate y'all. I appreciate some of the commentary, because one thing you can't remember, and I will get to all of the comments, but one thing I like to say about this show is you're free to state your opinion or state your case or how you see things without the fear of being ridiculed. I do believe in freedom of speech. I don't care who you are. State what's on your mind and how you see it. That only helps for open dialogue. So please share it. Share your opinion. No problem. We all adults. You can't say anything that hasn't been said before. It's been said before. There's no original words or statements at this point in time. There's no original insults. that you insulting somebody when it's all been done and heard before. Yeah, it actually is played out. So, it's nothing you can do at this stage in the game that would shock someone. That will, oh man, I can't believe they said that. Yeah, they heard, if you're an adult, you've heard it before. So this is Burrow Pick Radio. We're out.